Copy your neighbor. From mimicry in nature to human learning. Have you ever noticed a trend in fashion or slang catch on like wildfire? This phenomenon, where individuals imitate the behavior or style of others, is a fascinating aspect of both human society and the natural world. Today we'll delve into the concept of copying your neighbor, exploring how it plays out in nature through mimicry and how it shapes human learning. In the animal kingdom, copying your neighbor can be a matter of survival. Consider the viceroy butterfly, which bears a striking resemblance to the toxic monarch butterfly. Predators quickly learn to avoid the monarch, and by mimicking its appearance, the viceroy avoids becoming a tasty snack. This is a classic example of mimicry, where one species imitates another for protection. Now let's shift gears and look at human learning. Think back to your childhood. How did you learn to ride a bike? Perhaps you watched your friends or siblings and mimicked their movements. This is a fundamental aspect of social learning, where we acquire knowledge and skills by observing and imitating others. Children learn language through this process, mimicking the sounds and structure they hear from adults. Copying one another isn't limited to just skills. Trends in fashion, music, and even speech patterns often spread through social imitation. Teenagers might adopt slang terms used by their peers, or office workers might unconsciously dress in a similar style to their colleagues. This social influence can be both positive and negative. It can foster a sense of belonging and community, but it can also lead to conformity and a pressure to fit in. So, is copying your neighbor always a good thing? There's no simple answer. In the natural world, mimicry allows some species to thrive. For humans, social learning is essential for development. However, it's important to develop critical thinking skills alongside imitation. We should be inspired by others, but not blindly copy them. The key lies in finding a balance between learning from others and forging your own unique path.
Memory decoding. Unlocking the secrets of your mind. Have you ever forgotten where you parked your car, or struggled to recall someone's name despite just meeting them? These everyday experiences highlight the complexities of human memory. But what if we could understand how memories are formed, stored, and retrieved? This field of study, known as memory decoding, is rapidly advancing, offering exciting insights into the inner workings of our minds. Imagine your brain as a vast library. Memories are like books stored on its shelves. When we experience something new, our brains encode, or transform, that information into a format it can understand. This involves complex neural pathways firing and connections being formed between brain cells. The strength and number of these connections determine how well we remember something. But how do we retrieve these stored memories? This is where memory decoding comes in. Scientists are now exploring ways to decode the neural code underlying memories. Imagine being able to identify the specific brain activity patterns associated with a particular memory, like your first day of school. This could revolutionize fields like education and therapy. However, memory decoding is not without its ethical concerns. If we can access and manipulate memories, what does that mean for our sense of identity and personal narrative? Could memories be tampered with or even implanted? These are complex questions that scientists, ethicists, and philosophers are grappling with. While memory decoding is still in its early stages, it holds immense potential. By understanding how memories are formed and retrieved, we can develop techniques to improve memory function, treat memory disorders, and even unlock the secrets of human consciousness. The future of memory decoding is bright, promising a deeper understanding of this remarkable human faculty.
Sunset for the oil business? The future of fossil fuels in a warming world. For over a century, oil has been the lifeblood of our global economy, powering our transportation, industries, and way of life. However, in recent years, concerns about climate change and resource depletion have cast a shadow over the future of the oil business. Is this the beginning of the sunset for this dominant industry? Let's explore the challenges facing oil and examine the potential alternatives on the horizon. One of the major challenges is the finite nature of oil reserves. While new discoveries are still being made, easily accessible and extractable oil is becoming increasingly scarce. This scarcity, coupled with rising global demand, could lead to significant price fluctuations and potential supply disruptions. Even more pressing is the issue of climate change. The burning of fossil fuels, including oil, releases greenhouse gases that trap heat in the atmosphere, contributing to global warming. The international community is pushing for a transition to renewable energy sources, such as solar and wind power, to mitigate climate change. This shift towards renewable energy poses a significant threat to the oil industry. Governments are implementing stricter regulations on carbon emissions, and consumers are increasingly opting for electric vehicles and energy-efficient appliances. These trends could lead to a decline in oil demand, impacting the profitability of oil companies. However, the picture is not entirely bleak. Oil is still a crucial source of energy for many countries, and the transition to renewables will likely be a gradual process. The oil industry itself is adapting by investing in cleaner technologies and exploring possibilities like carbon capture and storage. The future of the oil business remains uncertain. While a complete sunset may not be imminent, significant changes are undoubtedly on the horizon. The industry will need to adapt and innovate to remain relevant in a world increasingly focused on sustainability and renewable energy sources. The coming decades will be crucial in determining how oil fits into the global energy mix of the future.
Nature's arsenal. The neem tree and traditional pest control in India. In India, a long history of agriculture goes hand in hand with a deep understanding of the natural world. Farmers have for centuries relied on organic pest control methods, safeguarding their crops without harmful chemicals. Today, we'll delve into one of India's most potent natural pesticides, the remarkable neem tree. The neem tree, Azadirachta indica, is native to India and widely distributed throughout the country. This fast-growing evergreen has earned the title village pharmacy due to its numerous medicinal uses. But its significance extends beyond medicine. The neem tree is a powerful weapon in the fight against crop pests. The secret lies in the neem's unique chemical makeup. The leaves, seeds, and bark contain azadirachtin, a compound with a variety of effects on insects. Azadirachtin acts as a feeding deterrent, disrupting the insect's ability to taste and locate food sources. It can also interfere with insect growth and reproduction, hindering their population. Utilizing neem for pest control is a relatively simple process. Neem leaves or seeds are crushed into a powder and soaked in water overnight. This potent solution is then sprayed directly onto crops, effectively targeting pests like beetles, caterpillars, and locusts. Another application method involves neem cake, the leftover residue after neem oil extraction. When incorporated into the soil, neem cake repels pests underground and acts as a natural fertilizer due to its high nitrogen content. The use of neem as a pesticide offers several advantages. It's a readily available resource for Indian farmers, as neem trees are prevalent throughout the country. Furthermore, neem-based pesticides are biodegradable and environmentally friendly, leaving no harmful residues on crops. This is a stark contrast to synthetic chemical pesticides, which can harm beneficial insects and pollute the environment. However, neem-based pesticides also have limitations. They are not as potent as some synthetic chemicals and may require more frequent application. Additionally, the preparation process can be somewhat labor-intensive. Despite these limitations, neem remains a valuable tool in the Indian farmer's arsenal. It represents a sustainable and eco-friendly approach to pest control, preserving the delicate balance of the agricultural ecosystem. As research into neem's properties continues, its potential as a natural pesticide could hold promise for organic farming practices worldwide.
Numeracy in the wild. Do animals have a number sense? We humans rely on our ability to count and understand numbers in our everyday lives. But can the same be said for the animal kingdom? Do animals possess some form of numeracy, allowing them to distinguish between quantities? This question has fascinated scientists for decades, and recent research is shedding light on the surprising mathematical abilities of some creatures. Traditionally, the ability to count was thought to be unique to humans and perhaps some primates. However, experiments have revealed that a surprising range of animals exhibit a basic understanding of number. For instance, studies have shown that chicks can differentiate between small groups of objects, preferring to be near a larger number of siblings. Similarly, honeybees have been observed to associate specific quantities of food with different locations. These findings suggest that animals may not be counting in the same way humans do, but they possess a sense of numerosity, the ability to distinguish between larger and smaller quantities. This ability likely evolved due to its survival value. Animals that can estimate the number of predators or food sources in their environment have a higher chance of survival and reproductive success. Some animals exhibit even more sophisticated numerical abilities. For example, studies with parrots have shown they can not only differentiate between quantities, but also understand basic addition and subtraction. These findings suggest that certain species may possess a more complex number sense than previously thought. However, it's important to remember that the research on animal numeracy is ongoing and there's still much to be discovered. How these abilities manifest and the underlying cognitive processes involved remain topics of debate. Are animals relying on simple visual cues or a more abstract understanding of number? Further research is needed to answer these questions. The exploration of animal numeracy has significant implications beyond just understanding animal behavior. It provides insights into the evolution of cognition and the potential shared foundation of mathematical abilities across different species. As we continue to unravel the mysteries of the animal mind, we may discover that our furry and feathered friends are more mathematically savvy than we ever imagined.